Welcome back. And business management is always a very, very big issue. It's very difficult to go through and work out how you can actually get help, because most people that run small businesses are whatever they are. They run, a mechanics workshop or a shop or whatever it may be. But actually, the mechanics of running a business can be very, very tricky. So Laura and Michelle from Bizwize join us to discuss what Bizwize do. How are you, girls?
Good, thanks.
Very well. Maybe if you kick it off, Laura, just give us a bit of a background about Bizwize.
Okay, so we offer bookkeeping services for small to medium businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We have an office in Joondalup and in Bunbury, and our client base are small, starting with sole traders up to busy franchisees and larger businesses.
Why Joondalup and Bunbury?
We had an opportunity in Bunbury.
Okay.
Took it. So.
Yeah. Oh, good. And it's going well down there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Excellent. And Joondalup, I mean, it's going nuts, really, isn't it? As an area.
It is. Yeah.
There's lots of talk about it recently, about developments and everything else, and becoming an even bigger hub than it already is.
Yes.
So that must be a good thing for business. Michelle, give us a bit of background about you guys, about you personally, as to why you do what you do.
Well, that's a very good question. Probably it's somewhere deep in our brain concepts. Both Laura and I are really number people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you have to be if you want to be in the bookkeeping industry.
Yes.
So we're much more comfortable with numbers than we are with sales and all those sort of things. But, when you own a business, you've got to have multiple hats. So where we can, we outsource what we can't do, and where we can't, we do it ourselves. So I think that's why our business is so successful, because there are people out there that are great at what they do. As you say, electricians know how to be electrical, and plumbers know how to plumb, but bookkeepers know how to bookkeep. So that's why we think that in the marketplace or in small businesses, you really need to look at what your skill sets are, and then leverage off other people's skill sets. So Laura and I have been in finance and accounting and all that sort of stuff for over 20 years. So we've both had extensive experience in a wide range of businesses, from travel to banking to our businesses at the moment range from irrigation places and services like that to sole business traders who have little gift stores and those sort of things. We've also got some franchisors and that run their operations and all that sort of stuff. So we've got a lot of experiences dealing with the books and the way things work in the various types of businesses.
The changes in recent years, with particularly moving to cloud-based, that's really changed how bookkeepers and accountants work, haven't it?
Yes.
Definitely.
How have you adapted to that sort of change from how it was done? You said you've been doing this 20 years, and 20 years ago it's very, very different to today, wasn't it?
Yes, definitely. It's grown a lot, and we find that we're not just doing the data entry anymore. We're more into empowering our clients around their finances. We can give them up-to-date information rather than backdated information.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a very positive thing being in the cloud, and things are moving forward.
The whole concept of, you just reeled off a list there of different types of businesses. I mean, I suppose the beauty of what you do, it sort of doesn't matter what it is, does it? It's all, at the end of the day, it's just numbers.
To some extent, that's true. But each business that you go into, they have their own little nuances. So it's very different when you deal with like a retail side. They've got their sales, and then they've got their cost of sales, and then they've got all their general expenses and so forth. And then if you deal with someone in a service industry who, like a plumber or electrician, they don't really have cost of sales, because they are the cost of sales. It's their own time.
Products and such.
Yeah. So you still have, and lots of nuances, particularly around the building industry as well, because they have their retentions and so forth that you've got to understand and know. And then also the different industries have different tax implications as well. So when you're dealing with places like your fast food places, everything they sell is GST, unless of course they're selling something that's not GST, like a water or something. So you kind of have to understand the businesses that you're going into.
Yes.
And I think that's where Laura and I are really our experience across a multitude of businesses is really handy, because we can say, oh, look, we did something like that before, and we noticed that, you know, for this particular industry you have to understand this, and for that particular industry you have to understand that. So we can bring both the bookkeeping and the general accounting knowledges that we've got and attach that also to our experiences with businesses.
With the current market, the way it's become tougher in the last couple of years, what changes have you seen from business operators? Have they tended to sort of pull their head in and just really, you know, crawl under a rock sort of thing and say we're not going to spend any money, or what have you seen? What's changed?
It depends on the business. I think a lot of people are being more cash conscious than they probably were before. They were sort of riding on that high sales, high turnover high, and sort of not really worrying too much about their cash flow, because it always just seemed to manage itself.
Yeah.
And now they seem to be getting a little bit more under pressure in terms of how much cash they have got, so that they can pay their debts or their, you know, the ATO obligations or those sort of things. So I think that's one area where it's changed. I think another thing as well is that we've been very lucky in Perth that most of the time when you're in a small business, the work has been coming to you. And now there's that need to actually go and find the work. So people are having to go and look at their ability to market, or what their strengths are and weaknesses are. And you can understand a bit more where to target your marketing if you've got a good set of financials that you can, you know, delve into and understand where it's all coming from, who are your high earners, or those sort of things, and what's the best place to put those marketing dollars rather than just the generics or anything like that. And also just monitor that you don't overspend on any of these things. Make sure you get your return on your value that you're spending.
Are you finding that with, you know, marketing in particular, that's always one of the things that suffers first? When things get tough, it's like, well, let's cut the advertising budget. But are you finding that they're actually doing that, or whether they're just being a bit more selective about what they do?
That varies as well from client to client, and not so much advertising, I'd say, more the smaller costs, like, you know, an office clean, maybe they can get the receptionist to do that, and it depends on the client.
What do you find is effective as far as marketing your business? What, you know, you talked about how to go about sort of getting new business when things are a bit tougher and everything else. What do you find is working for you?
Definitely accountants referrals, and our website, which we're currently updating.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of contacting you, to get in touch with you and have a discussion about what you can do for whatever sort of business it is, what's the best way?
Email or phone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the email address?
It's info@bizwize, it's bizwize.com.au.
Excellent. And phone number?
0414 750 674.
Very good. Excellent. Thanks, Laura and Michelle.
Thank you.
There's Laura and Michelle from Bizwize talking about how they can help make your business more efficient. If you'd like to speak to them, there's the contact details for you as well. And we'll be back with more very, very shortly.